Are you bored? Bored at home? Bored of being bored? Bored of thinking that you're bored? Tired of having nothing to do? Well, don't worry, because I've got you covered.
Ever since the day that you went away, you've been sending flowers to me, flowers today.
In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 10 good movies to watch which are on Netflix whilst you're in isolation in quarantine. I have gone and I have reviewed every single one of these movies, and I've literally written my opinions on it, which has taken me quite a few hours. Can you shut up? We're trying to film a YouTube video here. This is the problem with filming outside. I have watched every single one of these movies, and I believe that they are worth the watch. Now, I'd just like to mention that the age rating of these movies are UK based, so I don't know what they would translate to in other countries, but I would say it's around the same age. I'm really scared that someone's judging me right now because literally everyone can see me whilst I'm recording this. But oh well, we move. The first movie is The Platform. It is rated an 18 because it does include graphic images, gore, cannibalism, death, and suicide.
Damn!
Which may seem a bit dark, but just hear me out. If I keep on looking down though, by the way, it's because I have it all written down here. So yeah, this movie is about a banquet of food which descends down on a platform. The platform starts on level 0, meaning those in the upper tier cells will eat better than those in the lower tiers, leaving those on the lower tiers with scraps. As the food is limited, so basically they're left to starve, and as you can imagine, you can have some sort of idea as to what happens. I would rate this film a solid 9 out of 10 because it's literally so intense. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, but the plot is really, really good. It really does make you think, the acting is outstanding, and the plot develops on really well.
You repeated that bit 3 times. I didn't get it, mate.
It's called I Cut Out the Parts, so it looks like I don't repeat it.
Oh my god! Wow! It looks like you're talking to the wall.
Okay, stop. Okay. The only thing about this film is that it is in Spanish, so you're going to have to dub the language, but to be honest, it's worth the dubbing. Long story short, it's worth the watch. The next film is 47 Meters Down, Uncaged. It's rated a teen, so I would say around a 15. No, it does include some gore, you know, it's a shark film. This movie is about a friendship group which go cave diving, supposedly to see historical ruins, but instead they come across a shark with heightened senses. I would rate this film a solid 8.5 out of 10 because I absolutely love shark films. Maybe it's a bit biased, but it's full of suspense. I think the tension built throughout the movie is really, really good. So the next film is 3096 Days. This film is rated an 18 as it does contain really distressing scenes. This movie is based on a true story of the kidnapping of Natasha Kampusch, showing how she got... Oh my god. Any more noise? This film is based on a true story based on the kidnapping of Natasha Kampusch, and it shows how she got kidnapped and what happened to her when she was kidnapped. I would rate this film a 9.5 out of 10 because I was totally invested in this film from start to finish. Antonia Campbell-Hughes, who plays Natasha, I felt she portrayed this role extremely well. As I could feel myself, the emotions her character felt every single second. As well as being a good film, the story it tells holds truth to it, so sometimes it really does hurt to watch. But overall, I would definitely recommend this film. So this next film is one of my favourite films. It's a classic, so it means basically that you have to watch it. You don't have a choice. It's rated a 12 because it does contain some saucy scenes, but I mean, it's called Dirty Dancing, so what do you expect? But anyway, so this is a romantic teen chick flick. So it's about a young girl who goes and spends her summer at this resort where she meets and eventually falls in love with her dance instructor. This film was on Netflix, but you can't actually watch it. It's not on there anymore, so you kind of have to watch it somewhere else. There are ways to watch it for free, but I'm not going to say any more than that. I would rate this film an 8.5 because it literally made me want to get up and dance. Like literally I felt like I wanted to become a dancer after watching this film. The soundtrack is amazing and it includes the famous The Time of My Life song. And of course, let's not forget, Patrick Swayze plays the sexy dance instructor. Okay, so this next film is one of the best films I have ever watched, and I'm not just saying that. It's on Netflix, so there's no excuse not to watch it. I mean, unless you don't have Netflix, but why would you be watching this if you don't have Netflix? Wonder Woman. Now, this film is rated a 12. I mean, this film contains violence, but it's kind of what comes with being a super heroine film, So basically, Wonder Woman is about a young princess named Diana, which is played by the stunning Gal. There's like this bug that is trying to... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, Gal Gadot, I absolutely love her. And she is on a mission to basically save the world from the god of war, Ares. Although this is a blockbuster film, I feel like this is one of the most underrated films, and DC really stepped up their game with this one, which I would even argue is better than the Avengers film. I know. I would rate this film a 10 out of 10. This is the only movie in this video that I have rated a 10 out of 10 because I honestly, the acting is immaculate. As well as the scenery and the costumes. Oh my god, it's like what I really like about this film is that it's not just an action film. As well as it being an action film, it also has like a romantic gist to it, which really puts the cherry on top. The next film we have is Les Miserables. Les Mis. It's rated a 12. I think I would slightly disagree with this rating because it does at times have quite complex like vocabulary, which can make the plot quite difficult to understand at times, especially since the film is entirely sung. So I'd recommend watching it with subtitles. So the plot of this film is really hard to explain, so I kind of wrote it down, so I'm going to read it to you. So basically, the plot of this film is Jean Valjean, so it's about this man named Jean Valjean, who is a slave for Inspector Javert. Jean Valjean, who was the slave, escaped and meets a woman called Fantine. And this poor woman, she dies from exhaustion as she was doing everything she could to support her daughter, who she had left with this couple, as she couldn't raise her herself. But unfortunately this couple really treated the daughter really badly. Unfortunately Fantine dies and she asks Jean Valjean if she can go and find her child and raise her as his own. Jean Valjean goes and finds the child and eventually finds her and raises her as his own. But at the same time they are on the run from Javert, remember the guy who enslaved Jean Valjean at the beginning, because Javert finds out that he's still alive and he wants to hunt him down and kill him. As sort of revenge. Basically, the story sprouts from that. To be honest, if I were to rate, I don't know what I would rate this film because it literally it takes you on an emotional roller coaster. I was crying at points, I was laughing at others, I was angry at other points, I was distressed, I was stressed, but at the same time it's quite a hard plot to understand and it is a very long film, so I'm not really too sure what to rate this film, but I would give it a high rating. Like, it is a really good film. Some of you may recognise the song I Dreamed a Dream, which is the one that Susan Boyle sang at her Britain's Got Talent audition.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
You just didn't expect that, did you? Did you? No.
So yeah, well, it's from that film. But anyway, so the thing is that this movie, I believe, is not going to be on Netflix. It's not available on Netflix anymore after the 10th of April. I don't think this video is going to be out, so that movie is probably not going to be on Netflix anymore. But there are, as I said before, other ways to watch this, if you get what I mean. Okay, the next film is The An Aussie, and it's rated a 15. Basically, this is a German romantic comedy, which you're going to have to dub because it's in German unless you can speak German. So the plot is, this girl who's a billionaire, her family insists on her getting like a traditional job, so like a lawyer or like a banker, but she wants to go to culinary school, so she wants to become a chef. But her parents are like, no, they refuse her to do that. So then she decides to rebel and fake date a low-class boxer. This is an independent film, so you might have not heard of it before. I rate this film a 7 out of 10. Now, that is quite a high rating. The reason why I rated it a 7 out of 10 is only because the plot was very predictable, but the humour is great. And one of the main reasons why I watched this film in the first place was because of this guy. Dennis Mojen, or however you say his second name. Oh my god. I was in love. Let me tell you, I had butterflies in my stomach just by looking at that guy. But anyway, the next film is another sort of like high school movie. It's called The To-Do List. It's rated 15 because it's quite a cheeky little film, if you know what I mean. It's one of those late night comedies which will entertain you when you're bored. Basically, it's about a high school graduate who hasn't really been exposed to intimate experiences. So she makes a list of the activities she wants to do before starting university. I would rate this movie a 6+1 out of 10 because of Scott Porter. But yeah, a good movie to watch when you're bored. Okay, so the next movie I love. Well, I mainly watched it because Dylan O'Brien was one of the main characters in it, and I absolutely love Dylan O'Brien, so... Okay. This movie is called The First Time. It's rated a 15. It does have some spicy scenes. I wrote down here, it's not on Netflix, so you're going to have to find another way to watch it. That could be like... My neighbours are looking at me. This movie is a romantic comedy starring Dylan O'Brien, who plays a teenager who meets a girl at a party. And the story just unravels from there. This is a classic high school movie. The chemistry between the characters feels so real. It literally left butterflies in my stomach. Oh yeah, and I'd rate this film a 9 out of 10 because of Dylan O'Brien. The last film is Midnight Sun. It's rated a 12 and it is a really sentimental romantic film. It stars Bella Thorne, playing this teenager called Katie, who is basically allergic to the sun, and she can only go out at night. One night, this boy appears and she falls in love with him. You can imagine what the story is like. But the thing is about this movie, it really has an unexpected twist at the end, which what made me really enjoy it, because I really wasn't expecting. I'd give this movie an 8 out of 10 because of the unexpected twist at the end. If I'm honest, I did cry in this film because I did really feel an emotional connection between the characters. You know when you just have that connection between you and a movie character even though it's platonic? Well yeah, that's kind of what happens in this film. Those are 10 movies you can watch if you're bored, if you're sitting at home and you don't have anything else to do. Watch those films because I assure you, you will enjoy them. Well, that's what I hope at least. Also, if you haven't noticed, I kind of have changed my background a little bit. Well, I haven't changed it because I literally cannot put bricks in my room. But I have gone outside on my balcony because it's a nice day. It's not that sunny. If it was sunny, I'd probably look really, really white. I decided, why not? Let's go out today. Let's film in a different location, you know, out in the open air, which, to be honest, isn't a really good... wasn't that good of an idea because everyone can literally hear what I'm saying, and also bugs and stuff, but oh well. Anyway, do watch any of these films. Comment down below. Let me know. Tell me what you think. Give them a rating. Tell me which one's your favourite. Have you seen these movies? Have you not? You tell me. Here's a little disclaimer also, is a lot of these films that I have actually given you are independent films, meaning that you probably maybe haven't even heard of them before, and that's why I made this video, because I didn't really want to give popular films that everyone's seen because you could easily find those yourself, but these are really good movies that I've watched and I believe are worth your time. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. Remember to give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe and turn on the notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao!